Forget those expensive store-bought wreaths. You're about to make one that lasts 4 to 6 months using nothing but a few dollars worth of supplies and some free plants from your yard. I'm Nick Federoff, featured in Forbes Fortune magazine and the resident on-air garden expert for PBS KLCS Things Green. Let's take a look at the exact method to make year-round wreaths that don't just survive, they thrive and multiply. This changes how you'll decorate forever. Keep watching to see how it's done. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Have you ever seen a wreath hanging on the door? You know, they're getting much more popular nowadays where that they're not just using them for the Christmas season, they're using them for fall and spring, and it's just a decoration, right? Well, wreaths date back to the ancient Roman times when evergreen wreaths symbolized victory and eternal life, and they were hung during the winter celebrations. And the tradition evolved through the medieval European time and became particularly prominent in the Christian culture during the Christmas season, where wreaths symbolize hope and a circle of life. Kind of like, you know, when you get a ring and it's supposed to be like everlasting love and it just keeps on going. Anyway, it became a decoration today for all kinds of different homes across many cultures, across many seasons. There's just not one type of season that it's for any longer, and you could decorate them as you wish. And one way is by making a DIY, a succulent wreath. And they are actually very easy to grow. If you've ever watched any of my television shows, you would know that all of the succulents that we've propagated, they don't start with any kind of roots. They just start with a cutting. And you can get all kinds of different types of cuttings from different types of succulents to make these wreaths. Because you got to remember, the wreaths aren't designed to grow and grow and grow. You can actually take them once they've been planted, and they will root inside the wreath, which is kind of a cool thing. Then you could just take them and you could throw them on the ground, and they'll eventually take over wherever you just threw them on the ground. They'll actually grow through the wreath. But there is a couple of different things we have to think about here. First, we probably would want to start off with a wire base. Now, they always have, and they make them now, they make wreaths that are in a circular form, but they're also tubular. And better still, they make them with the sphagnum moss inside of them. Now, if you get one that has foam inside of it, you can use it, I guess. It's not going to be the end of the world if you did something like that. But the idea is still you want to make sure that there is some kind of sphagnum moss or maybe cocoa fiber. We need it so that we could maintain and we can have the the moisture is going to stay inside of that wreath. Now, again, the kind of plants that you get for the wreath, you can get anything. You can get, let's see, let me give you a couple of names over here. Aptinia, which is called red apple. You can get any of the sedums, which is another fancy name for ice plant. You can get jade plant, just any kind of succulent, and they have to be small pieces. They can't be huge pieces. Like, you know, you'll get certain plants that are just giganormous. Bring it down to a reasonable level over here, and then you take them, and then what you'll do is that you poke inside of the wreath, poke inside of it. And there's two methods of madness here. Let's just say you had something like a dibble. So I got a pencil in my hand right now, but we can pretend that this is a dibble because a dibble is sharp in one end and then it kind of flares out. So you can poke inside because of the wreath because your plant isn't strong enough to be poked inside. So you poke inside of the wreath. If you want, you can add a little soil to it. That's especially if you get the tubular one and you line it, and then you can put the inside with some soil, potted soil, and then you put your sphagnum moss inside of that. Anyway, on the outside to hold the soil in. But anyway, you're going to take and you're going to dibble it and you're going to make a hole. When you make that hole, you have to make it big enough for that particular cutting that you have, try not to make it any bigger because you want a reasonably tight fit so it doesn't fall out. You're going to be hanging this up. You don't want to be slamming on the doors and then your wreath is falling on the ground. So you make it so it's tight enough to do that. All right. So, but before you take and you dibble this out and you actually plant, you need to get your cuttings about I would say 3 to 5 days ahead of time. And the reason for that is that when you end up making a cut on that cutting, you have a wound that's there, and that wound can actually rot out. So we need to get it to callus up a little bit. That callusing process is super important so that so that the plant doesn't rot out and the plant will actually retain more moisture within it. Now, before you take and you put it inside, you've dibbled it out and you put your cutting inside, let's just treat this thing like any other kind of cutting as if you're going to be starting it from scratch. So get yourself some rooting hormone. And I don't want you to do that knucklehead concept of using cinnamon. Cinnamon is not a rooting hormone. I recognize you see these amateur gardeners, these people who have good hearts, but they know nothing about gardening. And they're going to take and use cinnamon, you put cinnamon on there. That cinnamon's more expensive than a rooting hormone. Just go get a rooting hormone and you'll dip it in and then you'll put it inside. You'll dibble it out and then you'll put it inside. And then you can take your sphagnum moss and kind of mush it around it so that it looks pretty. Now, the best part about when you're making a wreath is you can't have too many plants. You just can't. Take and load it up with as many plants as you can. And this way, it's nice and full all the way around. The best part is also that you don't have to do the back side of the wreath. You only have to do the front, the inside, and the upper part. Okay? And don't forget, you got to hang this thing, right? So be certain that you don't plant the hanging part. Sometimes on the wreath itself, it's got a little notch to where you can hang it up, or if you want to hang it like a picture frame to where you put a wire, do that. Try to do that ahead of time. This way it's less cumbersome in working with what you're trying to create over here. Then you take it and you hang it up. Now, is there care? Yeah, there is care that is necessary. You have to water your wreath ahead of time before you hang it up, and then let it drip. Okay, just let it drip dry, then put it on the door or put it on the wall or put it wherever you're going to put it. Is there going to be any bleeding? There might be. There might be, but I don't want you to worry about that. It's not the end of the world. You just take and just wash it off. But anyway, and then after you do this, the only thing you really have to do is mist it. Get yourself a mister and just like a pump spray type of a deal, and then spray it like this. If it looks like it's kind of shriveling up, and you could really tell if it's shriveling up when you have your ice plant and or better still, your jade plants, they shrivel up really nicely. Then you can take it down and submerge it in water again. And then do that. The whole thing is that you don't want to put this thing in direct light. You want bright light, indirect light. Usually doors are in that particular fashion. Yeah, make sure that it has good air circulation. And then the other thing would be is that this thing's going to last you 4 to 6 months. And then you can either keep it, you can replant it, you can cut it up and then put it up in your yard again or whatever. But it really makes a great way to decorate for any day of the year. You don't have to wait for the holidays. Okay, that's the way you can make your own succulent wreath.